Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today's video is dedicated to geography because that's just what I loved during my A-level days. I thought I would film a video about geography and how to get through your A-level geography days because that was not a fun time for me. I'm so glad that is over. I thought, okay, I'll film a video because I wanted to do this after my levels anyway. I just never had the time with the move and stuff, but now I'm here and I'm not having the best time of my life like I thought I would be. I did geography for AS and A-level, so 2 years after I failed my first year of A-levels, and I had to retake, so I had to choose 2 extra subjects because I didn't want to keep the ones that I had. So I chose geography and English language, another not fun part of my life. Geography, I thought it would be fun. I enjoyed geography at GCSE. This is the problem, okay, this is the problem with A-levels and GCSEs. GCSEs are like, yeah, this is cool, like, at GCSEs, I was a science amazing person. Like at my GCSEs, I was really good at maths, and I'm never gonna forget that because I was so proud of myself in maths. It was amazing. Like, oh, just maths was so fun for me. Same as science, biology. Biology was like my second name. I was amazing at it. And then it came to the exams. I kind of was disappointed, but I still chose it for an A-level, and then it just went downhill. And funny story now, I actually have to do biology and maths at university, so yay. And if you watched my first semester grades video, I said in it that I was doing a retake of physiology. I got a 4, which is like, what is that in UK? That's like a B. And I'm like, what? I did that. To my A-level days, failing biology. Yeah, I did it. I failed it at uni, but I got it the second time round. It's all good. So, in this video, I will share what I did basically, and some useful tips that came in very handy throughout the course because that was terrible. We did Edexcel, and we did the new course, which was horrible because there was like one set of past papers. It wasn't a past paper. I forgot what it's called, but it's the papers that they release so you can practice. There was only one set of these. We did that paper for our mock, and then we had nothing else to practice on. If you're in year 12 and you're like, I have no idea what's happening. Basically, you have these inquiry questions, which usually there's 4 of them, sometimes 3, for each topic. And we did, for AS, we did tectonics and coasts, and then globalization and regeneration. For A2, we did carbon, water, superpowers, and sovereignty. So what I did, the first year, I kind of didn't know what to do, and I just thought I'm not going to keep this as a subject, so whatever. I just wanted to get by. Whereas in the second year, I took it a bit more seriously. Second year, I was kind of like, yeah, I need to actually understand this and not just make stuff up in the exam. So what I did was make a poster, because I love my posters, and of course, everyone is different. You may not learn from posters. What I did as a general, like how I kept my notes and how I made notes in sixth form, was carry a notebook and then rewrite all my notes at home. So I understood it, and then when it came to serious revision, that's when I did other things like posters and flashcards and quizzes. When it came to my serious revision, I made a poster on each topic and then broke it down into inquiry questions, such as this. It looked like that. This is for the carbon cycle. This had 3 inquiry questions, so I split it into 3 sections. And then in here, I just wrote like a main points. So for the first inquiry question, a big topic, hydrological cycles. That was a big chunk of it. I highlighted any keyword. Basically, all my knowledge was in these posters. However, sometimes that wasn't enough because there is a lot of knowledge in geography. There's a lot of content, and you're like, I'm never gonna learn this. I took it kind of further and made these for my exams, just when I thought, okay, I'm never gonna learn all of this knowledge but I still need to pass, or I still need to get a good grade, so what am I going to do? So I came up with this idea of just focusing on keywords, case studies, because that is a huge chunk of the exam. You get 12 mark questions, 16, 18, I think you get like a 20 something mark question. That might be in the A2 paper, not 100% sure. For those big questions, you need to know, or just throw in those case studies. I remember being told that, to just include a lot of case studies, because that is true. If you have no idea what the question like is talking about, try to break it down. This is why I think personally keywords and case studies are very important. Like, keywords are used in the question, you can give the definition in the answer, you can include other keywords that are similar to the one in a question, so on. And case studies, you can link them. No, 3 per question. That is pretty good, because then you can just talk about the case study and link it to the question, and you can still get a very good mark. Or sometimes you can get full marks, depending on what the question is. So for AS, I'm just going to quickly go through this. Yeah, for water, that was the first topic. These were all my keywords. I went through the book and through my notes to try and find as many as I could. And then case studies, yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of them. And I've got them all here. Can't remember, I learnt them all and I didn't need half of them. So one of the biggest tips I think I can give is to know your case studies and keywords, and especially for the long questions, because they're worth quite a lot of marks. When you don't know where to begin with your revision for geography, just start with small things such as keywords and case studies. And if you don't know where to look for case studies, there are so many websites that you can go on, or even the textbook. That's the next tip. Get a textbook. It was super useful for me, although a lot of them weren't as useful because there was a lot of different versions of the textbook you can get and so on. But they had a lot of keywords and case studies, which was where I got most of my information from. Now, I don't remember the exact textbook that I had. I know that had pictures of flags on it, so if I find it, I will link it down below. Another tip is to go online, go on the exam board website and look through exam papers and past papers and mark schemes, and really look into the mark schemes, because they are just like, it shows you what the examiner's looking for. And in geography, I definitely didn't know what that was, because especially in the first year, I had no idea like what even I was meant to write for anything, like structure of a question, anything. I was lost on that completely. So the exam scheme, exam mark scheme was definitely useful, and where even if you were lost for key words and case studies, you could find them in there as well. Another thing that helped me was a website which saved my life, and it was Physics and Maths Tutor. I will link that down below. It has got notes on it, so if you've missed lessons, if you're missing case studies, you're missing keywords, you're missing knowledge, anything, that website is where I got my knowledge for these. Like, this knowledge here is from that website, word for word, not word for word, but close. It had so many exam past papers as well on there, and like it had other exam boards, which I also recommend, even though if you're doing AQA, it's kind of different to Edexcel, because I think AQA was more sciencey, whereas the one that we did wasn't. Some questions from there, because you never know what's going to turn out, and it's useful to get some practice in. The last thing that I think I'm going to talk about, because this video kind of just me talking kind of feels like up and all over the place, so I apologise for that. I hope some of this has been useful. But the last thing is, it's about the 12 mark and 20 mark evaluation questions. I have this very useful like sheet of paper, tells you what to do, and I'm just gonna make it really quick. So for a 20 mark question or for a 12 mark question, I recommend you use the very famous phrase point, evidence, explain, and then link, which is known as PEAL, point, evidence, explain, and link. 20 mark question, if you divide it into like 3 paragraphs for 3 different points, and then a conclusion at the end, you will be pretty good to go. That is why you need your case studies, because for the evidence and to back up what you're saying, you need case studies. And there's also another kind of anagram, spiel, with a C at the end. The S stands for start, S stands for point, E, explain, evaluate, E, evidence, the L for link, and the C for conclusion, basically what I said in the first point. So have a point, have your evidence, have your case study or an example, they're also useful. Then explain it, link it to other things, and then a conclusion. Now, one thing that I didn't cover, which I'm going to cover really quickly, is for exam, in your A2 you have 3 exams, paper 1, paper 2. Paper 1 is the AS knowledge, tectonics, coasts, and whatever else you pick. Paper 2 is A2. Paper 3 is a synoptic paper. I was so scared for this one because I had no idea what I was doing. It actually turned out pretty good. It was not a bad paper. They basically give you a paper with a bunch of really long questions, I don't know, 20-mark questions plus, I don't really remember right now. In those questions, you have to know your case studies because you can link anything in geography, or it tells you what to link. That's usually like globalization. I know in my one, I think I had tectonics, globalization, coasts, and I don't remember now, but like it was a question about them building, I think, something near a river, and it was near tectonic plates, I think. And so we needed to include information from all of those areas from geography, give examples and talk about it. So that was actually a pretty good question and an alright paper. You just need to know your case studies and keywords. Basically, the summary of this video, the main knowledge I can give you is you can do it and learn your case studies and keywords, because that will get you through. I'm pretty sure it will. It got me through. If you're aiming for higher grades, just do more research outside of the classroom. I don't know, learn more examples and find the links between certain topics even when it doesn't seem like there is a link. And yeah, I think that is all because I've been talking for quite a long time, and yeah, I hope that at least some of this video was useful. I'm sorry I ramble so much. If anyone has questions, please comment them. You can message me on Instagram, email, whatever, and I will be happy to help, because geography was something I never thought I'd get through, and I did. So I know the pain of studying geography and not knowing what to do, but you can get through it. So yeah, I hope that this video was useful and it helps so many of you out. Geography was a wonderful subject and I'm very glad I took it, and now I've realised I'm wearing a green shirt. Geography reminds me of green. That was not intentional. I just really love the colour green. So yeah, thank you for watching. I think I'll film a video like this, how to get through psychology at A level, because that's another one I feel like I can help people with. So thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!